Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another walk. I'm with Phil again.
Evening.
Phil's been on holiday.
Yeah, I have, that's why I've got a nice colour.
Looking very tanned.
Yeah.
We're in Kirkby and Ashfield, which is in Nottinghamshire. I don't know this area at all, but if you look at Rail Map online, it basically is a bowl of spaghetti. There's lines all over the shop. You've got the Midland line, you've got the Great Central, you've got colliery branches.
Colliery, old tramways. It's like there's equivalent of Spaghetti Junction in Birmingham, only it's railway lines and not roads.
But Phil's done a hell of a lot of research, and he's got his book with him, his red book.
This is your life.
This is it, yeah, like Michael Aspel.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a walk around, and we're going to see what remains we can find.
To stop meeting like this, and then by the fifth time it's just awkward, isn't it?
So this is Rail Map online, which is an absolute necessity for this particular area. Lots of different railways, all coming at different times. You've got the Great Central mainline, you've got Great Central colliery branches, we've got the Lean Valley extension, you've got the Great Northern in there, which then became the Great Central. You've got the Midland mainline, you've got a tramway from 1819, you've got a Robin Hood line which came in the early 90s I think, but is actually built on parts of some of the other railway lines. It's very confusing, so it definitely needs an explainer. We start off to the left here on the blue line, that's the Great Central main line. We start off at Kirkby Bentink, I'm saying that right, Kirkby Bentink station, formerly Kirkby and Pinxton. We then come down the Great Central main line for a little bit, but not very long, and then we jump down onto this Bentink colliery branch, and we come down into what was Bentink colliery. You may hear me or Phil refer to it as Annesley colliery. That's completely wrong. Bentink colliery and Annesley colliery were connected. They were connected underground, and some people refer to them as Annesley Bentink, but it is wrong. It is definitely the Bentink colliery area that we're walking down towards. We have a bit of an explore there, and then we come out on this yellow line here, which is the Midland line. We then come across to the active line. We cross that into Portland Park, and then we try and find the major sort of four railway line cutting, which was the Great Central main line and the Lean Valley extension. We'll have a clamber through there all the way down past what is now the Robin Hood line, which, like I say earlier, is very confusing because it's on some of the old track beds, but it's like 20 foot higher, so it is quite confusing in terms of working out where things are and where things were. We'll get towards where Annesley Tunnel was on the Great Central main line, but obviously that's completely covered. So then we join this yellow line, which is on the right of the screen. That's the Midland main line. We follow that all the way up into what was Kirkby East Station. And then we turn around and we join this little spur here, which is the yellow line there, just coming off of it. We follow that. You can walk the whole track bed there. We follow that all the way down until it joins another Midland line, but what that is actually the old 1819 Mansfield to Pinxton tramway, horse-drawn tramway track bed. So we walk that all the way up there and see what we can find that remains of that. Not too much, obviously, because of the age. We'll then jump across and we'll come down this red spur here to the left of the screen. We follow that all the way down, and then we jump off that and we come on here, which is the Lean Valley. We follow that up all the way up into what was the site of Kirkby Central Station. It's very confusing, but hopefully by the end of the video with Phil's explainers and stuff that we might actually be able to make it a little bit more understandable. There, this is the old station, and I've been corrected. What is it again, Kirkby?
Bentink.
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 Not
yeah.
Betnik.
Like, as in Bentink Colliery, which was just down the road.
Yeah. So this was the station site. There was a bridge that carries on underneath there. This is the Great Central main line. That way, I think the next station would be Tibshelf, wouldn't it? Tibshelf Town.
Yeah, and if you ask me, I'm not 100% sure. That looks suspiciously like a station house.
It does look like a station house, yeah. It does look exactly like that. Nothing there, unfortunately. So we're going to stomp on now into the spaghetti that I was talking about earlier and see what remains we can find of different railway lines and tramways and active lines and Great Central and Midland Railway and you name it. We'll try and find it. Right, the railway now is in that deep cutting.
There wasn't a deep cutting, but it's not deep anymore.
Infield. But you say there was a
footbridge linking that dead end road there to this through road here.
Got you.
Pedestrian bridge.
Phil's printed off some images of this station. We're trying to recreate one of those images of a train coming through here. It's just trying to find the exact location to do that. Okay, so to the right, that's the colliery line, and that to the left is the main line, and that's what we're recreating there.
And we're going to go down this one. We're going to start dropping down and going down the colliery, and there's some trucks there that have just been shunted down there.
So there's the Great Central main line. It's pretty high, pretty quick, Phil, isn't it? It's just sort of...
You had to get to a certain height to clear the Midland line down here, the river area wash, you know, just...
So this is the end then of that shunt, basically. So there would be probably buffers there. Up there, we've got, that's the Great Central main line then. You say it went over the top there?
Well, the Great Central's going left to right, and it's going, you can't see that the Midland line's behind the bushes down there, and it went over a bridge and into the woods over there towards Kirkby South Junction, and there was actually a two-girder bridge. There was a Great Central, then on the left was another one that come off the Great Central and shot up to where that hump is. It's a filled in now, it used to be cutting, not far off where them two posts are. It was actually on a bridge because below them three fir trees was another line. It was a spur that came and joined the Great Central from, what would it have been, the... Yeah, what do we call it? The yellow, red, yeah, that one there. This one, look, there was a spare there, but that was used very seldom, and it got cancelled out in about the 20s or 30s, so pretty much never used. But that's walkable, that is. But as you can see, it went over and shot round. So this area here was quite busy area, definitely.
Yeah. So we're
just down, we're heading towards Ensham, but that's obviously been landscaped over. We're going to turn back now. We're going to join the Great Central.
Phil says there's some infrastructure in here, including signals and posts and things like that. So because there's loads of trees around, it's a bit Hawkeye jobby. That's the Midland line. That one, that row of trees there. So still Great Central. This was sorting sidings. So anywhere in these trees, we should be able to see some signal posts and other infrastructure and stuff that's left over. Phil's got Hawkeyes. He spotted it. Here we go. So would you say that was a loading marker?
Well, this one's not as well defined, but further down there's another one that's in better condition. It's got its electrical box at the top. I think it had some kind of petals with lights on, and it told the driver when he was clear of the loading bunker, because they used to carry 42 MGR trucks, and when he was clear, I think it was some kind of indicator to tell the driver that's when he was able to reverse back.
Right, we're heading into undergrowth now, and I've made the same mistake I make every week of wearing shorts around stinging nettles. Getting stung.
Yeah.
Phil's up a post.
Found it.
There we go. Oh mate, look at that. That's quality.
It's electric, yeah.
Still got the electrics in there?
Yeah, it's been ripped out, but it's electrical equipment still there.
Right.
But it was unreadable from the other side.
I'm gonna go up. This is like the opening scene from Casualty. This is where it starts, isn't it? Just climbing up, and then the music starts. Look at that. That's amazing. It's an old sleeper there by the look of it. Is that a sleeper? Nope. Looks like one, but I don't think it is. Ah, bridge. Oh yeah, we're in railway heaven.
You can see the bridge.
That's the one. Look at that. That's great. And you got the bridge. You know you're in the East Midlands when you got blue brick. He said it's a small bridge, isn't it? You only get one car a go.
There's this one, and then there's one further down that's got the live line on it.
What, further down the Midland line?
Same road, but
yeah.
Keep going, you'll get to another long one, a concrete replacement one though. Yeah, it got upgraded.
Half a chair. Look at that.
Yeah.
That's what they're called, isn't it?
Oh yeah, there's sleeper. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That is unbelievably heavy.
Yeah, it's cast, it is.
Yeah.
Have you got any markings on it or made it?
Let's have a look. 4PRA.
Yeah.
Look at that, just left lying around. I would take it back to put it in the garden, but I don't think my wife would be into that. Now we're coming out on the Midland line. That was a bit of a touch finding some of that stuff. Right, I'm clambering over a fence because Phil spotted a bridge, but it looks a bit spicy to get down.
Just been talking about my injured knees. I think I might give it a miss.
Yeah, we've been talking about torn ACLs, and here I am. Right, beautiful capstone there. Right, proper solid job. Right, wait for it. Right, I'm not going all the way down because I want to make more of these. But there you go, there's another bridge, look. And that's the Great Central there. That's where we started out. Just stepped off the line. Let's try and piece this together. So,
right, there's an house up there, which is the Great Central Main Line runs at the side of that, and it's running straight across there, but the embankment's gone. Midland here, we've just walked on. The tree line over there below the church is the GC connection spare that we just came down earlier, and then the head shunt, and then bushes down there, look, coming to a stop.
yeah.
The embankment up there with the telegraph poles is where the Lean Valley extension came off at Kirkby South Junction, came over a second girder bridge, ran across there and cut through there in a cutting bit. It's been filled in now and ran round into another station in Kirkby, which we'll get to later.
So, I hope you've got all that.
And there was a signal box just there where that signal is there, look.
Yeah.
And there's a foot crossing there, and there was two girder bridges just a bit further down there. One carried both Great Central, one was the Great Central main line. No traces exist. And the second bridge was the Lean Valley spare that came off and shot into Kirkby over that side. So very busy area down here.
So what's on this now? I mean, not a lot runs on this at all, does
No,
it?
it's mainly diversions. I think some of the new stuff built at Derby that goes into store up at workshop, and some of the stuff they're scrapping for they keep it up here. They send them up here to keep them out of the way, you know, so it's not clogging up the main line. So they're just keeping it for diversion routes and that, because it's not much used.
Let's try and break this down then, Phil.
So we're there, look. We just come off of the spare.
Okay.
This is the course of the old Mansfield Pinkston, but it was adopted as a wide gauge to gain access into Annesley Colliery. There's the two girder bridges that used to go across. Now, the reason this is yellow is even though the line goes up there in modern times, it didn't used to. This spare from there to there did not exist. This line existed and it went round to there. This is a new spare that was put in 1972 because the congestion of the Midland going through Kirkby Centre was causing so much traffic chaos. They altered the layout. This was abandoned. This is the old tramway course, and the line then, all the traffic came down here under the road, eliminating the need for this level crossing because there was so much pit traffic coming down here. It was causing chaos in Kirkby Centre, so they had a reshuffle. And in order for them to do it, all they had to do was build a section from there to there, and all the traffic now, train lines, it comes down here.
Got you.
That's all gone. So it was clever thinking and good use of former track beds. Basically.
So these two bits here, they're not railway anymore. Can we get on them?
We can get on them. That's the tramway actually. That I also had a railway on it. Well, this all went out of commission in 1972, and they call it the new deviation. Kirkby deviation was built from just here to there, and therefore the main line now is just this look coming down.
Got you.
Yep.
So where are we heading now?
So we're going to go into Portland Park here. We're gonna walk up through the woods. I don't think the bridge is one of the bridge that went under it is there anymore. But in any case, we're more concerned about getting into this cutting where two lines run side by side, one at high level, one at a low level. They join together, and then we'll come back here on Linda Lane and have a good scout around there before it gets in the tunnel and explain what went off along here, because the Robin Hood line was built along a lot of alignments here, but at a much higher level. It's quite difficult to work out what was going on.
I think it's above. Yeah, it's above. Right, it's just got proper spicy now. Cutting is right down in there. I'm surrounded by midges, and I haven't got a Scooby how to get down into it. And I've just been filming my midriff, and I can feel rain dripping. But who said it would be easy? So this is a 4-track cutting. Man. Yeah, I can get down here, mate. had a bit of a horror show here. Down this way you can clamber down. There's like a retaining wall. It's a bit of a horror show. So down there, that is a 4-track Great Central Railway cutting. It's just a case of getting down to it. It's pretty steep, but that wall there is a retaining wall. I can make that out from all the way up here. Yeah, you can get down here, mate, if you've got a jetpack. Right, 2 hands. 2 hands are better than 1. 4 are even better than 2.
If that tree went there, you were history.
I was in big trouble, wasn't I? Right, magic. Cheers, Phil.
Hold on. Hold on.
There you go. Magic, superstar. Right, it started raining. So that's good. But we're on the track bed.
Ah, we're on the raised bit, look. 2 lines that were raised. Look, there's a drop.
Oh yeah. Ow!
So this was the Lean Valley bit coming off, splitting away.
Okay, so this is, we're not on the Great Central yet.
Oh,
The Great
we
Central.
kind of are, aren't we?
The Great Central's down there.
It's there, yeah.
I want to try and get a look at this retaining wall. I just go past this disused pram. There's an old sleeper. When did the Lean Valley go?
Good question.
'Cause-
68, I think it was, or 69.
About the same time as the Great Central. then.
Yeah, it carried on a bit more, so this section was here still, whereas the lower bit there had gone.
There you go. With the moss, you'd blink and miss it, wouldn't you?
A little bit, yeah. I think you're right.
Right, do you want to try and get on the Great Central?
Yeah, I think we might go a bit further because you've got to remember that lower line gets level with this one.
Oh, okay.
As you go along, you know, it gets the same.
Let's do
Where I
that
was
then.
down there was a massive difference in height, but it's getting lower now as we come in.
Okay. It's a bit sludgy underfoot as well.
I think it's dry anyway.
Yep. Can hear the rain on top, but we're under a canopy of trees, as you can see, so I'm kind of getting away with the rain a little bit. Why is this cutting still here?
And the rest of it's infilled.
It's rare flowers, isn't it, Phil?
Apparently, I read they didn't carry on with the lantern along this section, which was scheduled to be done because they came across rare flowers. Now, this kind of conversation, I didn't know it existed in the early 70s, but maybe it did. Rare species, apparently.
Or maybe it was train enthusiasts who said, you know what, let's say there's rare flowers, so that don't fill it in.
Well, it's only a section round here, so I'll be grateful. This looks dodgy for you in short.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not like I haven't been warned. I guess no one really comes down here apart from
Crazy people.
people like me and you, yeah.
We're not going to run into any strange people down here apart from ourselves.
Well, that's it, yeah. Fair point. Okay,
Here we go.
through these stingers. Ow.
Just watch it, there's a bit of step and then you're away. There you go.
Okay. So now we're on the Great Central Main Line. So you're going Kirkby, Bentnick, and Sheffield, Manchester, and you're going London, aren't you?
Yeah, why Nottingham and left. What's that?
There's a sleeper there as well, yeah. Yeah, there's some here as well. I think this is a footbridge, isn't it?
Yeah, but I've unravelled the mystery of that, I think. Because you've got to remember that the Great Central was built first. That came 20 or 30 years later, that additional raised bit.
Right.
So I would imagine, for a guess, when this was just 2 lines, before that was even built, and it was an embankment coming down as far as there, I bet that was just a little footbridge. It only went to there. That's why there's no remains on the other side, look.
Got you,
So
yeah.
that's what I think, whether it's right or not. I don't know.
Yeah, that would explain.
Yeah.
Because like you say, they've not got rid of that retaining wall or anything like that, so why would you remove
So yeah,
that? You wouldn't bother, would you?
so the embankment that used to come down here, when this had only had 2 tracks from Great Central, it was embankment. I bet you any money, there was the other side of this, just there, and it's gone because
Yeah.
to accommodate 2 more tracks to the left there. That's what happened there.
Oh, jeez. Nearly hit me in the head. Yeah, that brickwork is the signature of the Great Central. Well, a hell of a cutting as well, like having to dig your way out through all this stuff.
You know, I wonder when this was 2 lines only, did this have that kind of retaining wall that they had to do when they built the 2 lines here on the Lean Valley section, you know? I wonder if that had one, or is it just embankment?
I would imagine there'd be one just because of the height of it. Yeah.
Maybe use the brickweight from it.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. There you go. Doesn't look overly secure, but if you're watching this video, I've clearly survived. If I wear shorts on my next video, you've got full permission to give me pelters. Once again, it's not Phil's first roller coaster.
Ah, by the way, you know with the 2 levels there, look, that shows the 2 levels, the one that we've jumped down onto.
So we're on the Great Central, and
which is there, and that was the one that was slightly higher just over there. Of course, it's levelled off now, so someone's took a picture of a train of one probably waiting to let this train through, really, because that's just about to join on to this line. Although it's a little bit higher, isn't it? So it's a bit further down, isn't it?
Yeah, I might have to send my wife a proof of life in a minute.
There is a little...
Whoa, careful mate, you okay? Nearly lost your trainer. Work up there as well, look.
It actually had a comedy squelch as well.
It really did, yeah. Phil nearly lost his shoe in a bog. Unfortunately, I wasn't filming. Look at that. This is in July. God, imagine what that's like, you know, around winter time. Oh, mate.
So that signal box there, can you see the upper lines
Yeah.
and the lower lines? So we've kind of just about got here, and this is all now back to infill.
Infill, right. So
So-
where that signal box was is
It was
just...
where we basically came up, and of course just there now, well, it's a nightmare to try and work it out actually. This here now, all the way to Nottinghamshire Tunnel, which we're going to go towards, is completely filled in. It's just flat, you don't see anything. And the Robin Hood line's been kind of built higher, but it's used this alignment further up, and it's kind of run almost on top of it, but at a higher level.
Got you.
But it's very prominent, look, the 2 lines, how they went.
Yeah, you
and
can see 'em, yeah.
And you can see the Great Central came first, and then they decided to make the cutting wider and popped another 2 lines in.
So what's the map looking like now in
So the
terms
map
of where we
now
are?
looks like this. Right, let me hold it still for you. So, not that. Here we go. Right, there's where we've just been messing around in there.
Right.
And then there's a signal box there, and the cutting's now back up to level. And as you can see, that line was the line that went up and joined the modern day junction outside Kirkby station that's there now. But can you see that little line above the blue line? That's the Robin Hood line there, look.
Right.
There, it's very difficult to work out what's going on around here. But Robin Hood line was built at a higher level on top of some of the tracks, which makes it difficult to work out what's going on. But this is fairly clear now, but albeit filled in all the way to the tunnel, which we're gonna go now to Lindley's Lane there. That's where we're stomping off to. We'll have a stop there and I'll show you some more photographs.
Okay, so that's the Robin Hood line at a crazy high level. Follows the original track bed, but the track bed was like way down.
Oh, no, when you told me to go shop, I think it was.
So this is looking, let's have a look. This is,
Lindley's Lane Bridge, which is just there.
so
but
where we're stood is used to be a bridge, it's not anymore.
and there it was being dismantled. So it's a deep cutting there, look, heading off.
So that's Annesley Tunnel
That's
in the
how it's
distance
done, yeah.
then,
You will,
through there, long
yeah,
buried.
you can't quite see it.
Where are we?
We're there where Lindley's underbridge used to be. This is the Great Central, and there's the Robin Hood line. Look, the new section that they had to build there on a raised section, and it all gets a bit weird when you get to the Lindley's Lane crossing. We're gonna stop there, reconvene, and we're gonna find we can walk all this all the way into Kirkby. For now, that's the next step.
Perfect. Okay, the sun's setting, it's behind me, I'll turn you so you're not getting blinded. Okay, so we're walking now basically away from what would have been the mouth of Annesley Tunnel, Great Central. That's obviously all infield, long gone. We're going to walk across the Robin Hood line now, we're just coming up to a crossing, and then we'll get on the old Midland line and walk that into Kirkby, see what we can find.
So, you're that way.
Yeah,
It swings a bit to the left.
yeah,
This line came on here originally, but it curved to the right here. and it disappears for a few yards, and then there's actually a path on the track bed that we're going to pick up. So this is the new section. This is a new bit of the road and land that they had to put in to be able to connect everything together.
Built in the 1990s.
90s, yeah.
Okay.
The new section now.
Yeah. So that's the new section. The old section, as Phil's saying, went bang, and we can walk this track bed then. Okay, so we've been walking for what, Phil? About 10 minutes, do you reckon?
Something like that, I'd say.
Just up this. There's not much to see infrastructure-wise, but it's a nice walk, isn't it? On a Wednesday evening. This crossing here, you think could be?
Well, it was a foot crossing originally, and it's that there. Look how wide it was. 2 tracks, straight as an arrow. Very different to what we're seeing in front of us now.
Yeah.
So yeah, and
But what could be a clue is those trees, because they look quite distinctive, don't they?
they are there. Look, they're much thicker now. Can you see the tree trunks of them? Look, they're much bigger. That's spot on. You're right. Look.
Yeah.
Them trees are now full on. Yeah, look at that.
God, they were just like just a bit more than saplings, then, weren't they?
Yeah,
Amazing.
So yeah, good reference point, that, isn't it?
Well, they've outlasted the railway, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on whether you like trains or trees, I suppose.
Just look at them. Absolutely spot on to the picture. Yeah.
Yeah. And that old wall there, that would have been there, wouldn't it?
I would imagine it would have been. Yeah, just been severed. Look there. Look, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Part of, yeah.
Amazing. Let's have a look at that image again. Look at that. I mean, we're basically, if I stand here, so I'm on the left side of the track, I reckon that's basically that image there.
Yeah. You're smack bang on it.
Okay, so we've got to come off the track bed now because it goes through some new builds. We'll come onto the road and then try and get back on it. Phil's saying unfortunately there's nothing left of this Kirkby station, but he's got some amazing pictures of what it did look like. Okay, so Station Street, can you make that out? It's a B&M now basically. I don't think there's anything left, it's all is there. Right, so what we got?
That's it.
So is that looking from here?
That's here, looking there, look. Where
So
that
the
brown
station's,
fence is.
so the station's on the other side of the road.
Yeah. Bridge, as soon as you get over there's a big bridge there, look.
There you go. There's nothing through those trees at all.
Zero. It's all gone. Then if you swing round the other way to a rather boring B&M,
Yeah.
you would have got this. That's been taken off that bridge again, but look in the opposite way, look.
Right, okay.
So as soon as it crossed the road, the signal box was just here, and the split, we've actually walked down here, look. We came all the way down there.
So we've come down here to Kirkby station,
Yeah.
with nothing left, and we're going to go back.
We're going to go
and
back,
do
and
that.
we're going to go that way, yeah.
Okay. So Phil's saying that station, which is now someone's garden basically, that went in 1972.
Well, before that, as a station, but the line was used for all the coal traffic going back down the Arios Valley, came this way up until 1972, until they built the deviation over the other side of Kirkby.
Right, so the station's gone, what, 68?
Yeah, it'd be a 60th job, that one, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, boys!
Kirkby.
Spielberg directed it.
So we're going to drop down a cut in here, and we'll have a quick look in a second on the map so we can try and make some sense of where we are a bit. Who was it you were saying came before Michael Aspel?
Eamon Andrews.
Eamon Andrews,
Yeah.
right, I'm with Eamon Andrews.
That's right, yeah. So, hold on, where are we? Okay, so we've just been there, haven't we?
Yeah.
There's that junction, look, we're going to follow this one now, all the way down here, look, until it joins onto the alignment of the old Pinkston-Mansfield tramway. So we're going to have a wander down this cutting down here. And it's a bit different here now, because it used to be a bridge, obviously it's not now, but the cutting and track bed still exists.
Fantastic. So then after that, what's the plan? Get back on the Great Central?
The plan after that is probably just have a wander up the tramway, because there's some information boards up here. And then we will
Feels popular.
come back down and, yeah, we'll eventually all come back round to the Great Central, yeah, definitely.
Perfect, right. I'll let Phil take the call and we'll carry on down here.
Oh, yeah. Right, but yeah, we're over the other side of that bridge, and that cutting, heading off towards them houses.
Got you. So this is after 1972 then, when they've taken away that line that we've walked up.
Yeah,
a
well,
minute
this
ago.
was taken away, this was taken away, this was taken away, and all the traffic that used to go down there to go down to, you know, Langley Mill and down past Ilkeston, you know, on the middle line was moved over. The access was gained from the other side of Kirkby. They made a small bit of track to link two sections together to eliminate all this.
Kirkby's not a massive place, is it, really, Phil? Not huge?
I think if you tell people that there was 3 stations in Kirkby and 4 in sort of in Ashfield, to people born sort of after 70s, 80s, they say, why on earth was what it's all down to grouping of railways, isn't it? Everybody wanting their station. No one, bit of selfishness from railway companies that wouldn't let the other ones run along their lines. They built their own. Comical, really. In modern times, I think that this had 3 stations here.
Phil says it's about to get complicated in a
Well,
minute,
it is
so
a little bit, yeah. But meanwhile,
as if
let's
it wasn't
just have a
already.
look at this. It actually went under 2 or 3 lines originally, when they were there, of course.
Look at that. So that's the double track. So this is Midland main
Double
line then.
tracks where up until 1972, everything came down this line until they had a shift round.
Yeah.
And this would have carried on, and it actually went under another line, probably 3 lines originally. Oops.
Jeez.
I don't think you've ever took in so much information in a small period of time.
I know, but from so many different lines as well. My head's about ready to explode, Phil. We're walking now, believe it or not, because it's just an access road to a couple of little factories. Jessop's 18th century tram line from Mansfield to Pinxton. If you remember the video I did at the oldest viaduct in England, it's that line, horse-drawn. And there's supposed to be a little notice board that Phil's pointed at. So we'll have a little look at that. Someone's kicking off. Okay. So 1819 then. So I'm saying 18th century. That's when that viaduct was built. So I'm guessing it wasn't finished here then. This section.
Was that it? Going across that way?
Track bed in in 1949. So let's look at that. Okay. So remember the building,
It's gone.
which is gone. Yeah, it's straight down there. Okay, so one double track line. This is
This is actually the old this is the Lean Valley line that came into here, but of course it was taken over by Robin Hood line and it was a bit modified slightly. But it's pretty much on the same spot, apart from it's raised. And this is where it joined.
So Robin Hood line down there.
And the new spur from just sort of down here, the new spur they put in to eliminate what we discussed earlier is there. That's the modern day Pye Bridge to Kirkby line, which is not used a great deal.
So about here.
So about here down to so far down in Portland Park, this is a new section that they put in. So the line actually came, this line's there, but it's coming along here and it's running along there, look where the path goes.
Oh, okay.
So that's the line that was originally here, not this is new. This is that, so this is the new bit just there, which wasn't there. So the line actually came like that, look, originally. We're just about walking down this bit here, look. That's where we're going.
Okay, so that's going to join the Great Central.
Yeah, down
just
there,
near that
not
spur
far
off
from
to the colliery, right?
Yeah. So yeah, we'll walk along that section now. And then all we've got to do then is go back, have a quick rummage around here, and we can think about a hot bath.
Okay, so there is a bridge down there.
So,
right.
so we're on this line here now. We're starting to walk down it, and there's a bridge there, and that is there.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Hope you're keeping up. I'm just telling them, I hope they're keeping up with this. Okay.
Double track.
Right, so now we're on top of the bridge. In a minute we'll be on top of the bridge that we've just been underneath.
Which I don't think you're going to see. It's probably too
Temperature's dropping now a wee bit. There we go, and that's the top of that bridge. Okay, keep stomping on then.
Yeah,
On a nice embankment now we're on. So we've come off the track bed there. If we look back, the Great Central would have come, and the Midland, wouldn't it, into the colliery. Well, that was Great Central main line, to be fair, wasn't it? Bang, straight across there.
Straight across, yeah, and then the Lean Valley straight across, but sort of curved over that way.
But it's been completely landscaped now, so that's long gone. We're back. Oh God, nearly fell over. Right, we're coming up now, so we're going to try and find Kirkby Central Station. That's the line we've just walked. If you can see in the distance, see those quirky, skinny trees?
Oh yeah.
That's the crossing that was on that Midland main line,
Well spotted.
where Phil had that cool picture. Okay, we're walking down towards Kirkby Central Station. This road, Phil's saying, went on to a footbridge, which obviously isn't there anymore, because none of it is. So this would have gone across,
Yeah,
footbridge from there up and over.
that's right, yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing left, is there? So what line was this
So
on?
this is that one that you know the cutting where there was a raised track.
That Lean Valley
Yeah,
bit?
that's this.
Okay.
It came up here to Sutton Central. Not Sutton, not in Sutton, Kirkby.
Kirkby
So
Central.
this is called New Line, and this is the track bed of that. And past all them houses, it goes into home country and stoops round to the left and shoots over that big open space that we've just been.
Where we've just been,
Yeah.
and ends up in that cutting where we
Correct.
got torn to
Correct,
shreds.
yeah. And that way it went under a bridge, and the track bed actually, quite remarkably, for me, pretty much all the way in Sutton's really clear. The pictures here.
Oh, magic. Let's have a look at those
So
then.
there's the footbridge, and it also had steps going down onto platform, I think, or something. That I'm not sure which section that's took from. Now look at them trees.
Yeah, they're quite... I like
That
these trees.
is. I've got some more in.
I reckon these are these ones here, are they?
This is now factors, whereas where we're walking on the road just there, that's this section here, look. And that footbridge, I mean, this is taken further down, looking back up. There's that bridge, look. So we're around here somewhere, look.
Okay.
In fact, can you see any buildings of relation? No, it's too far up. What else have I got on this station? So this is it in a derelict state, look. So that would be looking down from about here where we stood, actually. I think that's almost it.
So looking down.
I think that's down. Yeah, well, there's the path. So yeah, a bit further up actually, but
So about here you've got a signal box here.
yeah, a bit further. We're a bit too close actually, but yeah, that's kind of looking in that direction because there's the footbridge going over, look, and that's just kind of there where that yellow thing is. So we're a bit close actually. So we're stood around somewhere here, look. But well, we're not here because this is buildings. We're sort of here because obviously
Yeah.
there's our old factories down here. But on the other end, is that facing the other way?
It's hard to tell without seeing
That
the houses, isn't it?
is a thing, but you can't see the damn things. Actually, I think it's that way. And it's took them further down because there's some old houses over on Orchard Drive over there. So yeah, it is. So that's way down there looking up. So that bridge is way down there. But you know,
No remains,
there's
unfortunately.
nothing, and there's not even any border walls or anything because this road's called New Line Road and it's just totally took it over.
Just torn it to shreds. So the line carries on all the way up to Sutton that way then.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Look at that church. That's there. Look, can you see it? The edges of the church.
Yeah. Okay.
So at a lower level, that's it. We're just about to go under the road there.
So here basically would have been the Kirkby and Ashfield station sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's got solar panels on now. Look, and it's just there.
There you go.
Kirkby and Ashfield Central.
R.I.P. Okay, so we'll follow that hill up. Would have been the bridge, obviously, which has all been long filled in. A deep cutting. There's station house. If you watch the one that we did at Plesley, they look similar, don't they?
Yep.
Station houses all sort of built to the same design. Lovely. Okay, so that's the end. Thanks for watching. So we started off at Kirkby Bentink, and then we had a little look down at Bentink Colliery. We were both calling it Annesley, weren't we? But
Yeah, I think that was my fault actually.
the two were connected though, so we'll just claim that. And then we went all the way across. We got in the cutting with the Midland and the Great Central, and then we came back on the Midland again. It's going to take some putting together, innit? I'm going to be spending some time trying to find some maps, but hopefully by the time you've got to this end section, that actually it does make some sense. But either way, it's been a thoroughly enjoyable walk. Than's a lot, Phil. Appreciate it,
no
mate.
problems. Very enjoyable. Cheers.
Phil and his red book, where would we be without that?
Well, actually, it's yours.
Oh,
your parting gift.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'll take that with me. I'll be studying that. And as always, like, click, subscribe, comment. If you know anything about this Kirkby area that we've missed, please comment. And also, if you've got any suggestions of places that we should get out stomping, let us know. And until then, see you next time.
Cheers, mate.